Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about blossoming star here, runner, linebacker Cedric Gray for the Tennessee Titans. He's currently third in the NFL in tackles this season, and we're going to go through a bunch of different tape here from this Arizona Cardinals game, where I think he had 12 total tackles. And, here's the thing. He was a fourth-round draft pick 2 years ago, but he was not much of a factor in his rookie campaign because of a shoulder injury. And then we kind of saw a little bit of it. This is bad drawn here, but this offensive line is going to shift to their left here. Now, I think there's some miscommunication on roles going up here on the top side from these wide receivers, because essentially what happens here, this is Michael Carter. You're going to get a block here on the edge. Right here, if we pause it, it actually looks like Michael Carter can break this out on the edge and get a pretty decent chunk of yards here. He's going to kibosh that. He kind of almost like jukes himself out. Let me show you the juke out. Kind of like jukes himself, cuts inward, gets up a few yards, and I'll show you Cedric Gray here more so. But what I'm thinking here is maybe you get a block here, try and get to that second level here. Maybe you've got a 10-15 yarder for the Cardinals, but that ends up not happening. So let me show you the other angle, and we'll get a better view of Cedric Gray, number 33, right here. Cody Barton, right over here, number 50. Great win for the Tennessee Titans. What a just unbelievable ending to that football game. I don't think we've made a Titans video since preseason, so I do apologize. But all right, right here, he is staying patient, waiting for some holes to develop, reading the room, reading the running back. Looks like he's obviously, most of his momentum's going to the right. So we're going to bounce off this linebacker, or this offensive lineman, apologies, and Carter's going to cut inward, and Gray's just going to find that gap and hit him. And he's been doing this all season. They say, you don't want your linebacker to have the most amount of tackles on the team, because that means your run defense is bad. Well, I think two things can be true at once. The Titans' run defense is bad this season. They're like the third worst. They're ranked 30th in the league in opponents' rushing yards per game. But at the same time, the linebacker is the quarterback of the defense, and we've been viewing one clip for too long, so let's just get right into it. So in this football game, the Cardinals ran for 168 yards on the Titans' defense. We got Cedric up here. But what I found interesting is DeMercado's 71-yarder. If you get rid of that, the numbers change completely. All right, Michael Carter right here, the running back that you're about to see, he ran 18 times for only 51 yards. That's 2.8 yards per carry. Now, in this specific play, we're going to get some of these offensive linemen moving to our right here. All right, we're going to leave these guys out here. Tight end right here is going to come on inside. And I want you to even keep an eye on James Lynch right here, number 97, because he does a great job of pretty much making this play. So they're running to the right, blocking, and right here James Lynch gets his guy off him and comes on in here for the tackle. But we're going to see Cedric Gray, who number 87, Tip Riemann, is going to hit. Boom. Big block there. Big hit. He's going to bounce right off of that, get back into the running gap, and help James Lynch bring Carter down for the tackle. So that's one thing you'll keep seeing in these clips is if you get rid of DeMercado's 71-yarder, and I know, first off, that wasn't even a touchdown. That's a whole different can of worms in a positive way for the Titans defense, but I guess you don't want to give up a 71-yarder. Michael Carter's longest run was 7 yards, and he ran 18 total times. And this Titans defense, they were doing their thing against Michael Carter and everybody else except for pretty much what looks like one running play in this football game. You guys will like this one. He pretty much makes this play here for a gain at -1 yards. We're going to keep our right tackle here. They're going to pull their right guard to the edge. All right, Trey McBride, he's going to try and get to this second level. All right, so they're going to take care of this. They're going to take care of this. We'll take care of this. Right guard's pulling to take care of this edge, and he actually helps this edge right. I'll just show you very well. But Cedric Gray is going to get downhill, go against his block, and make his guy. So we got a double team here. Center comes in for the right guard who's pulling. Once again, Trey McBride, he's got to come up to this second level and get a hit or a block on Cedric Gray, because if we zoom in just like a second, if this is blocked right here, if Trey McBride does a better job of keeping Cedric Gray, you've got open space. You're looking at a gain right here. But Cedric Gray does such a good job of being patient, bursting through the gap, and disrupting this play and bamming Bam Knight for a gain, or a loss, I should say, of -1 yard. Cedric Gray makes this play one heck of a day. We've got a play that is eerily similar. You're going to have whoever this is, the tight end or, fullback, wide receiver for Arizona. I can't tell who this is. He's going to come set this edge on Vermont Jones. Trey McBride right here, he's got to get to this second level and block the linebacker. And in this case, once again, we're looking at Cedric Gray. Gray he is the 4th rated run defense linebacker in the National Football League. And the 3 players in front of him, I know like Fred Warner's one of them. He's with like the creme de la creme as far as defensive players in the NFL go. But he's 4th, all right? So you've got this guy running in motion. And then once again, we're going to have the right guard pull and try and set this open gap up, all right? And Trey McBride's got to come to Cedric Gray and block him. And he actually, what I found interesting watching this back is right here, it looks like a pretty good block, but he doesn't move him at all. Like, Gray is, like, literally not even interested in Trey McBride in any way, shape, or form. This right guard here, I think his name's Isaiah Adams. He's still trying to, there's no hole, really. We got Vermont Jones doing a great job of setting the edge. We got Gray coming into the run gap. And what's interesting is Trey's, like, trying to block him. He's trying to move him. And Gray's able to just wrap him up. And I think this goes for literally 0 yards. This is like the last clip we showed you was right before halftime. This is getting towards the end of the football game. The Titans defense needs a stop. They're down 2 points. There's only 4.5 left to go. And Gray, once again, he just does not even get moved from Trey McBride and is able to wrap up Michael Carter here for a gain of no yards. A couple of plays later, Arizona is able to get a first down. There's only 3 minutes and 6 seconds left in this football game. It is a fresh set of downs, first down. They're going to run to the right. So I'm kind of losing my voice here. This is bad drawing to scale, but this whole offensive line is moving to their right, and they're going to try and get Michael Carter, let him get a couple of yards so that they can continue to try and win this football game. Now, Cedric Gray's right here, and he's going to try to get blocked. Number 70, Paris Johnson Jr., the best in the biz for Arizona's offensive line. He's going to try and block him, and Gray actually falls a little bit, but he is still able. He's got his legs wrapped right here. So phenomenal job of finding this. But what I kind of want to see, and I'm sorry to pick on Cody Barton right here, but usually when you have an offensive lineman getting to that second level and you're blocking a linebacker, just keep your eyes right here. This is usually what happens. You see that resistance? He just like pushes him. Right? It's a big, we're talking 300 plus pound guys. So when Gray's right here, and this offensive lineman tries to move him, it actually even looks like he's getting held around the neck right now. And I could not tell from the end zone angle, but maybe we'll get a look. You know what I mean? It kind of looked like from that other angle that Paris Johnson is wrapping around his neck, but he's able to still get this tackle. Now, the angling for number 70 right here is not the best. We've got Jeffrey Simmons still, doing his thing. Gray just blocks or gets by his blocker here, and once again is able to bring him down. We'll show you one more defensive stop from Cedric that helps set up the game winner here. Very next play, it's not third down. Very next play, it's 2nd and 8. We got Cedric right down here. Left guard, that's terrible. He's going to pull. That's even worse. Left guard's pulling. All right, we got a runner in motion. Wide receiver looks like a tight end. They're going to try and run this to the right. Gray's being patient. He's watching this develop. Sees Michael Carter is getting to the outside, so he's going to cut right on in, go untouched. Now, this is unfortunate because he wraps him up, is not able to bring him down for a tackle, but he does completely slow him down, gets right in there. We've got the edge over here being set, and now you're able to we just got the wall of Titan here, and you're not getting anywhere, and this ends up being a gain of no yards, and obviously the rest after this play is history, and Tennessee's able to get their first win. But yeah, I saw some Cedric Gray hype on Twitter, and I wanted to look into it a little bit because, like I said, we haven't made a Titans video in way too long, which, by the way, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. If you guys want any specific Titans videos, let me know down below. But Titans are now winners, 1-4 here, and I know the coverage, Cedric is not as good in coverage. I mean, kind of hard to beat number 4 in run defense, but there's always positives, and I found this interesting because they gave up 168 yards, and they're the 30th ranked rush defense. It's something I'm going to be monitoring the next couple of weeks here because, once again, if you get rid of the 71-yarder, they pretty much were super stout against the run here. So that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Give me your thoughts on Cedric Gray, and we'll see you soon, man. Peace.